สวัสดีครับ ตอนนี้เราอยู่กับอีกหนึ่งตำนานของสโมสรแมนเชสเตอร์ยูไนเต็ดนะครับคนที่อยู่ข้างๆผมนะครับบุคคลนี้คืออลันคีแกนนะครับคีแกนคือโฆษกของสนามโอลด์แทรฟฟอร์ดนะครับเขาให้เราเรียกเขาว่า Stadium Announcer นะครับหรือว่าอีกหนึ่งชื่อที่ทุกคนในโลกรู้จักจะถูกเรียกว่า Voice of Old Trafford หรือว่าเสียงแห่ง Old Trafford นะครับซึ่งแน่นอนว่าทุกเกมเวลาที่แมนยูไนเต็ดลงเตะนะครับอลันคีแกนจะเป็นผู้ที่ประกาศรายชื่อนักเตะแมนยูไนเต็ดแต่ว่าที่ผมจำได้ดีที่สุดก็คือวันที่เซอร์เล็กซ์เฟอร์กูสันมากล่าวสุนทรพจน์ในเกมในบ้านนัดสุดท้ายครับอลันคีแกนเป็นคนที่ประกาศแล้วก็เชิญเซอร์เล็กซ์ลงมาในสนามนะครับ ฉะนั้นตอนนี้ก็เป็นโอกาสที่ดีแล้วครับในการพูดคุยกับอลันคีแกนครับ Nice to see you.
Welcome and sorry,
Yes. So exciting.
Thank you.
You are one of the legendary person of the club.
Yeah, it's been a very enjoyable experience over the last 25 years, and it's gone very fast. And it's quite interesting when people say, you know, oh, you're a legend, you've been there this long. But I suppose I've been there that long, and I've seen so much in 25 years that, yeah, it's been fantastic, and it was also life-changing.
Yeah. You announced Sir Alex Ferguson in his farewell speech.
Yes.
12 years ago, and your voice in that day,
yeah.
always in my heart
yeah.
and my memories. Please tell us about your feeling when that moment happened. How was it?
Yeah, that was a very interesting day because obviously it was the end of an era. So, and I knew I had to do a big read for him to come out, you know, because we're celebrating his 26 years and 13 Premier League titles, you know, 5 FA Cups. You're going through all his roll of honour, you know, 3 Champions Leagues. So it was a very emotional day, but a very proud day for me because, you know, I was right in the heart of all the action with Sir Alex on that day. And there's lots of things going on behind the scenes, and, you know, there was a guard of honour for him, and I had to do the read as he waited in the tunnel. And, you know, it was a very special day, and I'm very proud of that because that actual voiceover part, they used it on his documentary, you know, when he was ill and he came back. They actually lifted the voiceover of me saying his achievements and put it on his video, which was a tremendous achievement and a very proud moment for me.
So please describe us about Sir Alex Ferguson.
He's a one-off, very special, very unique. There'll never be another Sir Alex Ferguson, you know, they just won't be. But, you know, listen, he was a very, very committed person to Manchester United, you know, and as we know, when he came in, you know, I want to knock Liverpool off that perch, which we did, and he built a foundation. Sir Matt Busby laid a foundation, and then Sir Alex Ferguson continued with that legacy and took it to the next stage. So Sir Alex is a special and unique person, and a very, very kind person, a very funny person, a very witty person. So, you know, he's just a one-off of that. When Sir Alex Ferguson walks into a room, you know, people go, oh wow, there's an aura about him. So, you know, he's very unique.
Remember something that he told you, or he spoke to you that you remember the most?
Yeah, one of the occasions where we were playing Real Madrid, and we were playing a game about 2 weeks before. It was a midweek game, and it was raining, and it was a really boring game, and it was 0-0 at half time, and then in the second half Nani scored, you know, but it was a miserable Manchester night. And while the game was going on, Sir Alex is stood at the side of the pitch, and he turned round and he called me over, and this is while the game's going on, and he said, I want to have a talk with you about when Ronaldo comes back. I want to have a word about the game and everything. So I said, oh, okay, we'll have a word in the next couple of days. You know, this is while we're playing the match. So a couple of days later, I happened to be hosting an event that he was at, and we went through, and he wanted me to announce Ronaldo last when we played Real Madrid, because he wanted it, you know, to create an emotion for Ronaldo, you know, and some people would say he was playing mind games with Ronaldo, you know, but he was a wonderful tactician, and that's how he thought. He was thinking 2 weeks ahead of the game. So on the night, and he also said, these are the fine details. Normally we read the away team first and we read United second. On that particular night, Sir Alex wanted us to change it around. So we read the United team, the starting 11 first, and then we did the Real Madrid team. So, you know, number one, Casillas or whoever, and then Ramos, and we went through the list. And then it would have been Ronaldo halfway, but we left it to the last player, you know, and welcome home, number 7, Cristiano Ronaldo. And then the whole stadium erupted, you know, and that was just the way Sir Alex thought, you know, but that was like 2 weeks before while there was a game going on. So a very special person.
And as a stadium announcer at a venue like Old Trafford, your job comes with a lot of pleasure and little room for errors. Have you ever made any mistakes on your job? Was there any particular incident that you feel was your biggest slip up? If you can share to us.
You know, a few mistakes, you know, pronunciation of names and different things, but I think one of the biggest mistakes I ever made was when, do you remember a player called Diego Forlan?
Yeah.
Diego Forlan.
He is my most favorite player, apart from David Beckham.
Really?
Second.
Wow.
Behind Beckham.
Well, it's very good that you mentioned David Beckham in the same breath, because Diego Forlan, for anybody who may not remember this, he hadn't scored in open play for about 21 games.
I know.
So we're at Old Trafford, the game's happening. Now, at the same time as a goal was scored, there's a substitution taking place, and I'll never forget who they were that were coming on. It was John O'Shea and Phil Neville. So we're stood at the side of the pitch, and you get a card, you know, with the names on. So I'm there with the fourth official, and we're like looking at the card and getting the details. And as we look, United score in the East Stand. So none of us seen the goal go in. So like all of a sudden, and I'll say to the fourth official, who scored that? I don't know, I didn't see it, we were looking at the card. And then I went, well, and I said to Shazy and Phil, did you see it? No, I didn't. Anyway, as I'm looking, I see David Beckham celebrating, you know, like we've scored a goal and he's really running wild. So I go on the microphone and I go, Old Trafford, United's goal scored by number 7, David Beckham.
And what happened next?
And then I hear a sort of, ooh, and I could tell something was wrong. And then Albert, the kit man, come running down, he went, it wasn't Beckham. The next minute, I see Forlan taking his shirt off and he's running round, going mad. And I'm thinking, oh my, I've got the wrong penalties, the wrong score of the goal. But by then, they'd started the kick-off, so I couldn't say, correction, Diego Forlan. I had to let it go.
I know.
And I thought, oh, but that's probably the biggest one. I did apologise to him after the game, and he was fine about it. He didn't care, he'd scored the goal, it didn't matter, you know. And they got it right when they showed it on the telly. But you won't be aware of this, but I'll tell you the story anyway. There used to be a programme on a Saturday morning called Soccer AM, and they used to have a feature called The Third Eye, and it was a feature that you didn't notice anything that went on in the game, but something somewhere, someone would spot it, and someone wrote into the show and said the announcer at Old Trafford got the wrong goal scorer when Diego Forlan scored his first goal, so they played the clip on the Saturday morning on Soccer AM. So yeah, that was probably the biggest one. There's a few minor ones where you get a wrong goal scorer, but you know, there's a load of players in the box. But now there's that many cameras, and I always wait now and just say, you know, I can speak to the people in the PA box who scored that, and there's that many replays that it's very rare now. These will be my last famous words, but very rare that we make a mistake.
Yeah, everyone made mistake.
Yeah.
I made many mistakes on my channel.
Yeah, exactly. So, and it happens, but you just carry on, don't you?
Sure. Yeah. So you said you are at the dugout.
Yeah.
In every game. So could you tell us about this current squad? Which player on the bench has the most passionate to go into the game and fight for the team. So my question is, which substitute in this squad that you like the most? Passion on the bench.
There's different players with different personalities, but one player that I've been particularly impressed with when he has been on the bench, he's very vocal and he shows a lot of spirit and commitment, is Manuel Ugarte.
Wow.
He really is. When he's on the bench, he's very vocal, he's shouting, he's cheering, he's getting behind the team and, come on, let's go, and he's really emotional, So I've been very impressed with him because he's been showing, that he gets United. We have a saying, don't we? He understands United. And at the moment, he'd be the one that stands out that I've noticed the most, that's been very vocal. And he's very passionate, come on United, come on, that's what he's always like, So yeah, Manuel Ugarte.
Yeah.
You're surprised at that, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm surprised.
Yeah.
He went from Uruguay, so far away.
I know, and PSG,
Yeah.
but he wanted to come to United, so he's been the one who's impressed me the most.
So, how's your thought about Ruben Amorim? Do you think he will bring us to the right direction next season?
Ruben Amorim is the man.
Wow.
He will bring success back to the greatest football club in the world. We believe in him. And why we believe in him, he came halfway or not even halfway into the season. He told us there was going to be a lot of pain before any gain. And what I love about him, he has his philosophy, whether it's three at the back and he's got the wing backs and whatever way you want to describe it. But he sticks by his principles and he has stayed with it. And that's what I love about him. And that's why this season is going to be very exciting, because if you look at his track record, he had the same situation when he was at Sporting. He had to go in, they hadn't won the league in 18 years or whatever it was. He had to clear out players, exactly what he's doing now at Old Trafford. And some of them were big names when he went in, and he's done the same at Old Trafford. And once he gets his players in, and we've already made a good start with Cunha, he's going to be a great player for United. He's going to be fantastic. He's got what I call the right attitude for Manchester United. You need that. You need a bit of an edge, and he's got an edge as well. So in Ruben, we trust. Come on, Ruben.
So talk about the speech again. So we talk about Sir Alex farewell speech. How about Ruben's speech on the last day of the season? He told us that the storm has come and it's gone and a brighter day will come.
Yeah.
How's your feeling with his speech?
Yeah, well, obviously I was on the pitch and I gave him the mic that day, when he did his final speech at the end of the season after we'd played Aston Villa. And I thought it was very powerful, because don't forget, we've come off the back of what, for Manchester United, not a great season. But he's there, and when he came in, he told us it was going to be hard, there was going to be pain, there was going to be this, there was going to be lows. But now he's coming back and saying, the good times are ahead. And we believe him. Ruben, we believe you. The good times are coming.
Say something positive to Thai fans, to enthusiasts.
Oh, of course, yeah. To the camera.
To the camera.
Yeah.
To United fans.
Yeah.
That we will have a brighter day in the next season.
Yeah. Okay. Hello, this is Alan Keegan, the voice of Old Trafford, the home of the greatest football club in the world, the home of Manchester United. And I'm speaking to all the Manchester United fans from Thailand. Please remember, it's called the Theatre of Dreams for a reason, because we live our dreams watching Manchester United. So never give up. Keep waving the red flag. And remember the message, Thailand, Manchester United fans, glory, glory, Man United!
Glory, glory, Man United! Pleasure talking to you.
Man United.
ไม่รู้จะปิดยังไงปิดอย่างนี้แล้วกันนะครับก็หวังว่าทุกท่านจะสนุกแล้วก็ได้อะไรไปมากมายจากการพูดคุยกับอลันคีแกนในวันนี้นะครับแล้วก็เดี๋ยวโอกาสต่อไปคงจะได้คุยกับคีแกนอีกครั้งนึงนะครับวันนี้ลาไปก่อนนะครับสวัสดีครับ thank you สวัสดีครับ
สวัสดีครับ thank you
สวัสดีครับ
thank you
thank you ขอบคุณครับ